Cameraman, get on it. So, pace car. You know what they look like. On the front row is David Whitehouse and Harry Neal. David Whitehouse is such a camera whore. He'll even do it for live cameras now. I imagine David Whitehouse is the guy that when you're watching the horse racing, rocks up behind John McCurrick and starts waving like an inane baboon. But I could be wrong, and I do apologise to anyone. Especially, no, I won't go there. Anyway, Harry Neal takes a look over to the left, to the right, I should say, and immediately loses a spot to Justin Buck. Or should I say, Justin Buck. And David Whitehouse leads down into the second chicane, where Stephen Scully, I think, is in 4th place. Mike Townley has just lost out to Christopher Powell. They're still going? Yes, they are. Just for a moment there, I thought maybe this one had been called back. Jamie Pender down in the midfield this time as the grids are changed around. So it's Whitehouse from Buck under pressure from Harry Neal. Stephen Scully in 4th place. And Buck's looking for the lead down into the second chicane, forcing Whitehouse in narrow. Looks as though he's gained ground, but he actually lose it on the exit, and a chance for Buck at the hairpin. Side by side, that looks fine to me. But the pair may be both done by Harry Neal, who's got to run into the horseshoe. And sprints this morning is warming up nicely. Stephen Scully moves into 3rd. Mebbis has a run on Buck. Down to the last corner. Whitehouse to the inside, and Buck's going to get shuffled down the line. Oh, gives him just enough room. And moving in behind is Christopher Powell. So we've got 5 away at the front. Scully in 2nd place now. Has he got the pace to run down the championship leader, Harry Neal? Harry had a quiet first heat, but he's certainly woken up for the second. Buck takes back 3rd place. And now Whitehouse has to defend from Christopher Powell. Townley ahead of Luke Hornsby. And James Martin in 8th place. And Townley on the crisscross takes a position back from Luke Hornsby. Behind them, Martin Theodorou, Jamie Pender, Chris Penny. Chris Penny and Harrison Darville. Darville running in 12th. Seems to have settled down, he says. It's Justin Buck on the defensive to hold off David Whitehouse. Christopher Powell looking menacing behind. Oh, where's the cameraman gone? And it looks as though Stephen Scully is edging his way in to Harry Neal. He took a 1/10.5 out of him on that last lap. Justin Buck's not done. Chris Powell dives through on Dave Whitehouse into the horseshoe, moves up to 4th place. Townley has broken clear of Theodorou and Martin. And Pender's looking pretty rapid. And Luke Hornsby, I think, dived down the inside of Harrison Darville. Or was he just holding him off? Another lap goes in the boots. So Theodorou, Martin, Pender, Hornsby, Darville. Hornsby will have the inside to hold off Darville, who crosses back behind him. There's a little bit of contact. No change. And Theodorou's on the defensive, holding off Martin, and that's helping Jamie Pender. Pender cuts to the inside of Martin, goes in deep, and Martin crosses behind him and gets a faster exit. Harry Neal leads by 0.6 of a second. As we've passed the halfway mark, and once again, Stefan Scully has chipped a 10th.5 out of him on that last lap, and the gap is down to 0.6 of a second. It's game on. The wind is blowing into their faces as they come out the horseshoe. That's a big hole in the air and a slipstream for Stefan Scully to work with. Closing in. Not much in the way of breaking into the last corner. But it is game on at the front. So Harry Neal leads heat number 2 with Scully closing in. He took 0.3 of a second out of him. Most of that, I suspect, was on the back straight. And Neal went wide at the second chicane. Justin Buck continues to hold off Chris Powell for 3rd place. David Whitehouse pops at a bit of a disadvantage. He's pretty tall. And into the wind, down the back straight, he's at something of a disadvantage. Mike Townley, Theodoru, Martin, Pender, Hornsby, Harrison Darville trying to go past Chris Penny. I think that's at the bottom of the top 10. Side by side. And Darville picks up the spot. So, chance now, as David Whitehouse got the beans to drag past into the last corner. Not quite there. We're a minute 20 from the finish. This is the penultimate lap. Harry Neal continues to hold off Stefan Scully. Oh, where's the cameraman gone? And it's Justin Buck, Chris Powell, David Whitehouse. Gap then to Mike Townley and Theodore, who's coming back to him, towing with him James Martin. Those two have been glued together throughout this second heat. He looks over his shoulder. Looks as though Pender might have got as far as he's going to get. Hornsby, Darville, Simon Lloyd, Chris Penny. Last lap board is out. Let's pick the most likely fight. Townley might be caught before the finish. I'm not convinced David Whitehouse, unless he dives through with this hairpin, is going to pass Chris Powell, who might have a shot at Justin Buck before the finish. Where's our race leader? Well, I think it's game over. I don't think Stefan Scully's going to be able to tow in. Although I've seen stranger things happen. No, heat number 2 is going to be won by Harry Neal. From pushing hard, Stefan Scully, Justin Buck, Chris Powell. David Whitehouse finishes in 5th place. Mike Townley finishes in 6th. Martin Theodoru, James Martin, Jamie Pender. Luke Hornsby rounds out the top 10.